Hey, this is Neoflight, and in today's Realm Tour series, I'm going to show you around the public farms available on SpartanCraft. Whether you're just starting out or have been playing for a while, having access to some public farms will definitely make it easier for you to earn emeralds or get resources. So these are some places that we have put together as a community to help people establish themselves or re-establish themselves if they have lost anything along the way. So you can see right there across from me, that's the new auction house for SpartanCraft. It's looking pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Well, it seems like the best place to start would be with the traditional farm. And we have one behind City Hall that is for public use. And you just come back here and we have some tools and things stored off to the side. And in case you happen to trample the soil, you can use the hoe that's provided. And it looks like there's even an axe in there to help you harvest different items. So I already have an axe of my own, and I'm here to grab some melons because I know that melons are pretty easy to trade for emeralds. So I'll go ahead and grab these pumpkins, and then I'll pick up some melons too. But all you have to do is go right down the line. So I picked up 14, it looks like. Go ahead and grab these two. Now, like I said, if you should accidentally trample the plants, just go over to the tools there and grab the tools necessary. I think, I'll go ahead and grab some carrots and potatoes as well, because I might run into a trader for those. So I'm going to open up a slot so I can see how many I get. Okay, another row down. Looks like we have a little bit of block lag today. I know there's a couple people on, and I know Spoon is running a test, so there might be a little bit of lag. It's not too bad, but it looks like there's some block lag. Of course, the responsible thing to do if you're harvesting is to replant, so please be courteous to others by replanting. Not too bad, 39 carrots. Let's go ahead and see what I can get out of the potatoes. Oof, look at how many got left behind. That one doesn't want to go away. Yeah, that's a problem with realms, is that you get block lag now and then. It's not fun. There we go. Let's go further down the line. That worked. Alright, and replant these as well. Take very long to replant, but it's a nice thing to do. Great. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for me. I don't need anything else. Oh, I do have a poison potato here, and I know that there's a chest over here that said extras. Yeah, right there. So I'm going to leftovers and extras. I'll just, so it's got a hopper underneath that takes it away. So, okay, there's where I threw the potato. And yeah, that's it for that. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the other farms. These ones are a little bit more like industrial in nature. And the best way to get there is through the nether. I have an emerald on me, so I'm going to go ahead and come over to the toll portal and throw that emerald here in the bucket. And that will get me through to the nether. Easy peasy. The nether is a dangerous place, and I forgot to put my armor on, so I think I'll take a pit stop here and throw all my armor on, just in case there happens to be some baddies running around. Oh, speaking of, there we go. Goodbye, Gasky. All right. Okay, so we don't have a full nether hub yet. We're still kind of working on that. The design's in flux. We've had a number of different people do this, but where we're headed is to Jimmy's base. Jimmy J was a founding member of SpartanCraft. He was on when it was early, just starting out, and he created a pretty amazing base that when he decided to move on to other things, donated to the community. So we take care of this base together as a group and make sure that it's kept up and treated right and fixed when things get broken. So if you just follow the signs to Jimmy's base, you will find an easy way to get there. You can go there in the overworld. It's not a very dangerous route. It's just a little bit longer. It's really fast to get there by Nether. So find the portal that says Jimmy's base. And if you go in the overworld, you can just use the coordinates that I have right now. So just head for 268 and 400, negative 268 and negative 400, and that should get you to Jimmy's base. So the skelly spawner is one of the things that people use the most, and I'm going to show that to you in a moment. First, I want to show you the villager trading hall that's over here, because I wanted to see if there's a farmer over here. And I don't know that there is, but if there is, I can trade off these goods that I just acquired. So you come over here to the glass area and climb over this little ladder. Oh, look at all those cats. Anyway, climb over here, and it looks like it's pretty much all... Yeah, I see a nitwit back there, but it looks like pretty much all librarians. So if you're looking to get an enchanted book, come by Jimmy's place and you can get yourself an enchanted book, until we have put some farmers out here. Get some farmers around here, that would be really helpful. But we don't have any right now, so sorry about that. There is it looks like a breeding chamber up above. So being a community farm, you shouldn't you shouldn't break blocks or modify the structures in any way without first checking in with the community. And the best way to do that is on Discord. But if you see Spoon online or myself or Adam, you can ask a question of them, like if you want to modify something, and they can get back to you. So now I'm going to show you the skeleton spawner. It's down here. There's a spawner that has been turned into a farm. The rule here on SpartanCraft is you can't use AFK farming, and it's been requested that... Oh, see, the chest is all messed up. This is not a very nice way to leave the chest. You should have a couple rows, if not 3 rows of arrows, and then bones, so that when you kill the skeletons, the items will sort themselves automatically. But some people just are not very tidy about these things, and it's kind of unfortunate because it's frustrating for others that show up. And you can see there's an area back here for getting rid of unwanted items. And anyway, it's a manual farm, so you just hack and slash at the skeletons here, and the items go down the hopper and into the chest. If you're doing it without a sword, it takes a little bit longer because they're not one-hit kills. The drop just isn't far enough. But with a sword, it's pretty easy to do. And then harvest the loot out of the chest. And if the chest is organized properly, it's really easy to get the loot, and you just have to leave 1 arrow and 1 bone in each of the categories. I know that's harder for Pocket Edition players because they're using their thumbs, but do what you can to try to keep things tidy. And yeah, so that's the skelly spawner. And we'll move, and there's a there's a grindstone there in case you get enchanted items that you want to get the experience off of, like enchanted bows or armor. And this is a good place to visit early on because you can get some early on resources. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for the skelly spawner. Let's move on. The next farm of interest is the mob farm, this mob grinder that Jimmy built. And that's reason why there was a mob that just dropped just now. It's the reason why everything's carpeted here. It's to improve the rates of the mob drop. Of the mob grinder, and the entrance to it is a little bit hidden. So only people who watch this video will know how to get in, and please keep it that way. That way we know that people have seen the video and know that. Kind of like the rules, proper behavior. This is kind of a spot where you can stand and watch things. And then if you take away that piece of carpet, and you can come down here, so look at my coordinates, -264, -366. And you can see there's some barrels down here with different items. Again, try to keep them organized, please. That's just kind and courteous to others. There's a hopper minecart system to gather up the items as mobs drop. And then we have organized items, so those are all arrows, more arrows, lots of arrows, lots of rotten flesh, obviously, and then other items as well, like sticks. Here's some miscellaneous. But you can see how tidy things are. It's not intended to be all messy. Oops, click that one again, and then we have string. So if you're in need of certain resources from mob drops, you can come down here. And I think this is just caves with workings. You can come down here and make use of the mob farm. So here's the underneath. You can see how it's magma blocks to get witches that happen to fall, or oh yeah, I forgot about this. There's a spawner back here, but I think it's broken, because if you look in the center, it's empty. So now it's just a point of interest. I don't know if anything would spawn there or not. But anyway, that's the mob grinder. Make use of it if you desire, and try to keep it tidy. Don't change it without, again, consulting, because it's a community build, a community project. It's not that we are stopping people from changing things. It's just we don't want things randomly changed. Yeah, anyway, let's go on to the next farm. So this farm is an automatic kelp farm, although I'm not sure that it's fully functional. The top part is supposed to make bone meal, and the bottom part harvests kelp. And I think the redstone is broken on this. Like, I see a missing piece. So I'm not so certain that this works. And then this farm was for flowers, I believe. You would plant the flowers, and then it would shift side to side to harvest those. And this one is functional. This is a wool farm, and you can hear all the sheep, but all the shears are have been used up. So if you want to use the wool farm, you're going to need to bring some shears, but it will produce wool fairly quickly. So if you're in need of wool, this is the place to go. Just make sure you bring some shears. And I know that one works, but there's nothing currently in the chest, and I don't think it's been used most recently, although there are some wool storage in some of these buildings. And then back here we have the cactus farm, and this also works pretty well. Of course, cactus is fairly slow, but over time it does build up. In fact, it built up so much that it was causing lag until Spoon discovered that there was all this overflow of cactus. But if you come over to the side, the way down is right here, and you can come down and take whatever cactus happens to be there. And right now it looks like it was emptied out fairly recently, because cactus is a good source for XP. You can put it in a furnace and gather up XP in a furnace, and then when you harvest it out of the furnace, you gain all that XP. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for Jimmy's farms. I have another farm to show you, but it's not in this area. So I'm going to go back to spawn and then show you that. if you go through the nether portal and then head towards Savage Mega Eli's base, you can see the sign here. Nether portal, the toll portal is right behind me for City Center. And then you take the first right, and there is a portal there. This takes you to another farm, a very special farm, that is actually not far from spawn. You can walk to it pretty easily in the overworld. So you can see my coordinates when I pop up. 345 and 408 or 400. And it's a raid farm. So we have a tower out here, a pillager tower, or a pillager outpost. And that should not be on. All farms on SpartanCraft need to have switches so that you can turn them off. It's to keep the lag down. And so if it's not being used, it should not be on. So before you log off or before you leave a farm, make sure that you turn it off. This is where you deposit the things that you earned in the farm, and then they go down into this public storage facility below. So yeah, I don't know why it's on, and you can just actually, you can toss things over the side and throw them into that hopper there. Anyway, down here is the public storage. There's a sign here. These are public, and it's not very tidy or organized. It's pretty messy right now, but it actually goes for several levels. So if you're looking for some early armor and resources, man, saddles for ages. Come down here, come down to the raid farm and see what's in the storage at this time, and see if there are things that you could make use of. And man, it's a maze of storage. But yeah, so look, there's some good armor and some swords in here. In fact, yeah, some iron leggings, and thinking of the iron leggings, I have iron for most of mine, and this one's enchanted with protection, so I think I'll take that one. And yeah, that gives me a little bit of an upgrade myself, because I'm still sporting a lot of iron. But I would just recommend that you come down here to find things and not really mess with the farm unless you know what you're doing. And the person you should talk to is Drastic Drop. If you see him online and you want to know, like, how does the raid farm work and what can I do, he, I'm sure, will give you a tour of it, because it's his design. Well, it's his build. I think he watched a video for it, for the design. And raid farms are really, what do I want to say? They're really kind of technical and finicky, as you have to deal with, you know, non-spawnable blocks and just the right sizes for things and all that. So yeah, don't really play with it unless you really know what you're doing. And then again, like all the public farms, you really shouldn't modify it unless you have talked to other members of SpartanCraft, especially one of the mods like myself or Spoon. So that's all I'm going to really show of the raid farm. There's more to it, but just know that that's where the storage is, and you are welcome to come and grab items out of there. Well, that concludes my tour of the SpartanCraft public farms. I hope you found this tour informative and that it helps you in your gameplay on SpartanCraft. Thank you for watching. Bye now.